Major update, guys. This story has taken a different turn and we have to talk about it. Kadiri Ogunbode's body has finally been exhumed. And unlike what we were told in the initial story, his body was not buried in the church premises of Mr. Wepetoji Sunday. His body was buried close to the Lagos State University there by the fence in the Ojo campus, a little bit away from where the Celestial Church was. So what does this mean? Does this mean that this man is innocent, or does this mean that there is more to the story than what we were told? So just follow me because I'm about to make this make sense for you. Now, for those who don't remember the story, quick recap. This young man here, who was a student of Lagos State University and who is also a graduate, was said to have gone missing around the 16th of January 2025. And up until then, the police have been doing their investigation to unravel the mystery surrounding his disappearance. The first report we got was that he went to church, a Celestial Church, this man's church, and when he got to church, he never came out of the church. We're made to believe that this man, along with a group of his church members, held him captive, stole money from his account, he transferred it to himself and his sons, and then they killed him for ritual fortification in that church. That was the first report that we got. Now, it so turned out that that is not the case exactly, but that story actually might be true in a way, and I'll explain to you in a moment. Because the thing is, when that story came out and we talked about it and it went viral, the police then came out and debunked it. The police came out and said that as far as they knew, Kadiri is still a missing person. Way after the whole internet has declared him dead and used for ritual, the police who are doing the investigation are saying that he is not dead, he's still a missing person, that they are still investigating. However, they admitted that they had arrested the prophet, this particular guy there believably to be sheriff, and two other women. And those were the people helping with the investigation. But to us, the investigation was done, the boy's body has been found, and we understood the story. Now that the police is done with their investigation, their findings is not so different from what was initially reported. But so many things seem to be missing in the puzzle. First things first, Kadiri Ogunbode did not attend this Celestial Church. On that said day, he had come to visit his girlfriend in the campus and had bought food for her because she was sick. And then he started heading back home, believably at night, around 9 p.m. Now, on his way home, he would pass this Celestial Church, the church where this man is pastor to. He would pass it and he was held down by some group of boys by the church. About 3 boys, Sheriff, a guy named Olaoluwa, and most likely his brother named Teniola. There could have been other people involved. So they held this boy, and this boy, I'm assuming these are boys who were trying to extort from him. And he was able to call his girlfriend to tell his girlfriend that some boys has held him, that they probably needed money. He also called his mother to ask for 10K. I'm guessing it's one of those things where he's like, I don't have money, but let me just call and see what I can get. However, that was the last anyone would hear from him. The next day, they didn't see him. The day after, they didn't see him, but they knew that he was held by the Celestial Church. So this was a part where, when we heard that they went to the church to ask the pastor, this was what actually happened. Eventually, the girl, along with some people, went to the pastor's church to be like, what's up? Have you seen this guy? He came to your church. So he actually did come to the church, but he didn't attend the church. He was passing the church to go home. And that was when the pastor, Prophet Wepetoji Sunday, told him that he had never seen this guy in his life. He does not know who this guy is. And there's a chance that might be true. There's a chance that that was the case. But how then can you explain the 70,000 naira sent into your account? Which, by the way, it was not 1 million. The thing is, over 1 million was stolen from this boy's account because he has a job that he does. So, but 300K was distributed among 3 of the guys, and 70K was sent to this man, along with some money sent to the boy's parents and used for a recharge card. So if this man was truly being truthful, saying that he did not know who Kadiri was and had not seen him the entire day, how then was 70,000 naira in his account, and how then is he implicated in this story? Well, it will surprise you to know that it's even worse than what we imagined. But before we continue, those of you asking me how you can grow your social media pages and the websites to use to grow your Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, to get likes, views, shares, comments, visit exobooster.com. Go to their website, it's easy to use, and they will help you grow your social media pages very fast. Now, back to our story. So when Kadiri actually did go missing, According to the family, the police were not as active. The family had to start paying people to help get answers. They paid somebody 100K to track Kadiri's phone number and, see what was done. It didn't lead to anything. However, they were able to trace his bank account. That was when they saw the bank transfers that were made. They cleared his account. Then they traced a phone number that his phone was used to, recharge that phone number. Airtime, 10,000 naira airtime recharge card was used to recharge somebody's phone number. The airtime was sent to Sheriff's phone. This, I think, is this boy here. I'm not sure. So this boy here up there is believed to be the phone that was recharged by Kadiri's bank account. And they got his phone number and they tracked his phone number. When they tracked his phone number, they noticed that there's a particular girl he has been contacting with, he has been in contact with. And so they got that girl's phone number and they started chatting with that girl, setting her up as though she's chatting with a new boy that she has met. I believe it was Kadiri's brother that was chatting with the girl. And eventually they agreed to go on the date, and this girl is thinking in her mind that she has found a boyfriend. When she got to the date, she was arrested instantly by the police. The young lady was arrested at the eatery and was taken into custody for questioning. While the girl was in the police station writing down her statement, she then mentioned the name. According to what we're told, she mentioned the name as to who her father was, and that was when they were like, oh wait, this name you mentioned, repeat it again. And she mentioned Prophet Wepetoji Sunday, which happened to be a name that had been seen in the list of transfers that was made in Kadiri's bank account. When they asked her what was her relationship with this Wepetoji Sunday, the girl said that that is her father, and the father is the pastor to the Celestial Church where Kadiri was last seen. And that's how they were able to, through the girl, go to meet Mr. Wepetoji, and he was arrested and equally asked about the whereabouts of this boy. Remember, they had asked him way before. They had met him initially and he denied knowing him. It was when he was arrested and then confronted with the transfers from his account made into his phone that he then admitted that, oh, he knows the boy, that the boy attends his church, which we are not very sure of. Because if you go to Kadiri's Facebook page, there's a church where he attends. You don't see a white garment church in any of them. So the man eventually claimed that Kadiri attends his church and that the money was sent to him as construction for the church. I shall feel that this is where this pastor shot himself on the foot. The pastor in this moment saying that Kadiri sent him that money to construct for church construction, 70K actually was where the man, I feel like, exposed himself. This is where you know that he is as part of this as every other person, because he's aware that the money was not sent by Kadiri, and he's fully aware that the money was sent by Sheriff through this guy's phone. So he knew that this was blood money. And the big question is it that he was lied to or misled? As far as he knows, he needed money for construction and it came somehow, some way, and he didn't care. That would make sense. But eventually when Sheriff was questioned and asked what was his deal, sending recharge card to his phone, sending money to his phone and his brother's phone and the pastor's phone, like, why did he make all these transfers on this boy's account? And where is the boy? At this point, Sheriff was backed to a corner. It was then that he eventually opened up and confessed that yes, he did all of this. He transferred the money, but he didn't kill the boy. He claimed that he and other people were cultists and that they hold their meeting in this man's church, and that this man was aware that the cultists usually hold meeting there. And that was why they sent him the 70K as part of a, residual fee for allowing us use your place. I guess pretty much the man rents out his church to these cultists. Is he directly partaking in the activities? Maybe not. Is he directly partaking in the killing of these boys? Probably not. But there's a chance that he is aware of it because he lets them use his place for these criminal activities. All he just needed was his money. All he needed was his check. Now, this is where the initial story first started flying. All this was happening in the police station. This boy's parents were there. They were heartbroken. And immediately his father left the police station that day, people started telling him that, hey, what's up? We saw some people digging up body from this man's church and we believe it might have been your son. This man has most likely used him for ritual. And that was when the father spoke on it. That was when the father repeated what was told to him. But the thing now is, how come the police did not hear it? Why didn't the police hear about it? All the while, it was three of them, him, this guy, and the other ladies that were in police custody. So, who was digging body in their church? Who was exhuming pieces of body in their church? Somewhere in my mind, I might not be correct, but given that initial story and given that it was the father who was told that by people, is there a chance that when this case blew up, this man pretty much ordered that his body be removed from his church and taken somewhere closer to the school to be buried? That way he will shift the story and have a new narrative. There is that possibility that where Kadiri's body was finally exhumed from was not the initial place it was first buried. It was most likely buried near the church, as that is more convenient, especially at the time where he was killed. The only thing is, and I think the only problem is, the person who was in charge of the killing, was the one who started running away. He was the one who ran away. They most likely just got the money and they didn't know any other thing, because ever since then, the police had been looking for one other person, and that it was only that person that would know where the body was. And eventually, the young man by the name of Olaoluwa was arrested, and he was the one who finally took the police to where this young man's body was buried, because only he knew. The pastor did not know. The young man, Sheriff, did not know, despite transferring all the money. So that was why it delayed so long, because they were looking for the one person and the rest people who did the killing directly, because they were the ones who took the body. There's a chance that maybe, as far as they knew, the body was somewhere buried close to the church, but later, transferred somewhere else when the story blew up. But that may not be true. However, the bottom line is, it took for the arrest of Olaoluwa for them to find his body. And now, from what we are hearing, the police are saying that this is a case of robbery and a case of cultism, pretty much. It's not necessarily a case of money rituals. Another thing again that we don't know is if these boys knew Kadiri before now. There's that possibility, because you couldn't just target somebody like that. I shall feel that there's a way they probably did not know the boy. If Kadiri passes there all the time, he would have seen them once. He just unfortunately fell into the net or the den of thieves and cultists doing their meeting, and they wanted to extort from him, but clearly he was trying to play as though he didn't have, and so they most likely got wind of his phone and saw how much was in his account and decided that they would kill him and take the money. And that was what most likely happened. It's just an unfortunate situation. This boy just fell victim to a group of thieves and criminals who may or may not have known him. It didn't matter at all. They probably saw an opportunity and took it. I just feel bad for him, because he's the breadwinner of his family. He is making so much money, given how much was in his account. They say he made those money from helping students gain admission, doing assignments, doing projects for people. And that is honest living here. And a group of thieves, a group of demons just snuffed life out of him and took the money and shared it to themselves. And clearly that is how Pastor Wepetoji is involved here, because he gave his church to these cultists. He gave these cultists a place to do their meeting and probably was collecting rent. Maybe it was a side hustle, and now he is involved in it. It's unfortunate. It's just sad. And hopefully we just get to see if everybody involved is arrested. I guess now that they've caught all four of them, more people will be named, and we expect to see more people who are involved in these deaths being arrested. The fact that this one did not know where the body was and the other one did not know where the body was show that there are few more people who would have transported that body, because it takes more than one person to bury a grown man like this. So I'm sure the Olaoluwa had help. If it's not from any of these two people, it could have been from two other people. And I think the police are tracking those other people. And let's see how the story goes. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below.